America. Anyway, hey, welcome to Reseller Asylum. Is that what it's called? Retro Asylum. I don't even know the name of my channel. Oh my god. Anyways, this is Brad Tragic, and here on Retro Asylum. And what we talk about here is reselling. If you like reselling, if you do it, if you pick up a few things, if you sell them on eBay, you deal with Amazon, you deal with Etsy, well, I'm not into Etsy really right now. I like to get in Etsy. I need to buckle down and do it. Because a lot of stuff I deal in, a lot of stuff I like, technically, probably could sell on Etsy. But it'd be double posting. And I don't know if I'm ready for that. You know. And plus, it's just a lot of stupid stuff, and I'm going to have to pay fees, and it's just a big hassle. Anyways, let's talk about my Retro Asylum, what's going on. I have not bought a store yet, I will tell you right now. I'm not to that point. I don't make enough money to qualify starting a store, to be completely honest. And I know there's benefits to having a store, but I really don't like the idea of just having a store because I don't understand the point of it. I don't know, like, as many videos that are out there, resellers, it's all the same stuff. I want videos like I'm going to give you that talks about a little bit of everything, but tells you how you're doing. How's your life going? You know, besides the fact that you just picked up this, sold this, blah, blah, blah. Tell me, I'm trying to explain this. What's the benefit of having a store on eBay? Tell me that. Tell me what items to pick up on Etsy, what items not to pick up on Etsy. Tell me why I should use Poshmark, and tell me what should I not put on Poshmark. There's a lot of questions that are not being asked that I'm watching on these videos, and a lot of people want to down Poshmark and down Etsy, but they don't want to say why. And if they do, it's just really vague answers, you know. We need better answers in the reseller community, and I am going to pull forward. I don't know what is going on in my car, but I do not want to be, there's like people going to be coming out to work that I know, and I don't want them to be like, what's he doing? He's talking to himself. He's a crazy boy. I know. Shut up. My seatbelt is not on. I'm shooting a video with the crack acid on. Anyways, not really the crack acid on. Okay, I'm going to park right here. Sun is like right bearing down on me for a second there. Anyways, so yeah, it's kind of weird. It's not irritating. It's just that I like watching this stuff, and the stuff that I like to see is I do like to watch sold videos. I do like that. But let's tell you what I've been doing, what I've been selling, what I've not been selling. It's been extremely slow, and I wanted to kind of give you guys an insight into a person who is the average guy. You know, and I think that this is kind of more, and you'll see the journey that I go through. And hopefully the journey ends up great at the end of the tunnel, and I end up becoming a full-time seller. That's all I would love to do. But who knows? It's not for everybody. Not everybody can do that. And I don't think everybody can do that in every part of the country. Unless you just know which niches to hit. You know, and then, you know, can more than one person in, you know, certain parts of the country hit it? Because is one person going to take it all? That's kind of a great question, you know, that put out there and let people respond back. Because can more than one reseller live in the same area as you and make a killing? Good question. It's a good question. I guess it matters how aggressive, I guess, the other resellers are. If they're aggressive toward each other, if they're ultimate takeover kind of style, I guess, where they're just buying everything, you know, they can get their hands on and reselling, and really just putting a lot of capital into it. You know, I guess that's kind of what it is. And I know a lot of people may look at me and say, this guy knows shit about anything. But I've been around the block. I sold a long time ago, and I know that, you know, you got to have money to make it in the reseller world. You can start low, okay? But still, in the end, if you... Okay, perfect example is what I have on my store right now, okay? I have a decent amount of money in product. I really do. I really don't have that bad of a inventory right now. I really don't. It's just a lot of stuff that I'm kind of waiting for. It's not long tail items. It's really not. Like, they could sell any day now. Now, I will say that the card situation, me selling cards, it sucks. And I tried doing like individual lots, but then I'm like, kind of pointless. But then I was stuck in a kind of a rut. And I kind of just want to put this out there. If you sell cards, baseball cards, trading cards, Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, pro wrestling cards, WWE, WCW, anything like that, past or present, TNA, wrestling, Johnny, any other cards, movie trading cards, any kind of cards like that. If you deal in that, is it beneficial to sell them in lots, or is it beneficial to sell them individually? And here is the biggest question of all, because I kind of researched it, and it looks like people do it both ways, is that, do you care enough about the card to put tracking on it? I guess it would matter the value, but a lot of value I put on the cards are kind of like if you like the person, if you like the movie, if you like, if you want certain trading cards, this is what you're going to go for. This is what you're going to pay for. So, with that being said, I think that's where you put the value at. But the shipping is the other thing with dealing with cards of any kind, is that, do you pay for tracking to protect yourself against fraud? Now, on saying that, is the card worth the fraud risk? Or just risk it, and if something happens, just F it. It's a card. It's one card. All the other cards have been fine. Or do you put, okay, and what I mean by that is, by saying F it and not dealing with the fraud, I mean by putting it in an envelope. Now, by putting it in an envelope, you would have to do single card. And you can do that. You can put it in an envelope, you can put a stamp on it, and done. You don't have to pay for anything. You don't have to pay for tracking. You can put an envelope. You don't have to go to the post office. You just pop it in the mailbox. It's gone. You can make, whatever you're going to make on the card. But it's not really trackable through eBay. And you can say no tracking. It's just like Listia. You sell on Listia. And Listia is a great thing. I talked about it before. You should definitely check it out if you're looking to get rid of stuff. And even then, you still might have trouble getting rid of it. I've learned my lesson, okay, with magazines. Good God. I don't know if I want to get back into them. I got a few, but it's wrestling magazines. So they're kind of, anyway. But yeah, cards. So do you do that? Do you do the envelope method? Or do you just bite the bullet and buy small envelopes and you do it that way? And charge, because it's a big difference, because you can charge, a lot of people were charging like $2, or they just include it in the price. And like I said, charge like $1.99 a card and be like free shipping, which seems like a great idea. A lot of my wrestling cards are going to be $1.99 free shipping or $2.99 free shipping, and that's pretty good. Thinking about a lot of the cards you'll get about 8 cards per pack, right? If you can get about $1 per card, you're doubling your money of what you bought for the pack. Because most packs are worth about $4 for the most part. Sometimes you can get them cheaper. And the good cards are going to be, that price. And then if you get any other ones that's worth more than that, then those are the cards you want to put like tracking on and charge the $3.50 for the shipping. But then do you even do that? Because like I said, that's kind of the risk I think you want to play with the card game. But anyways, let's move on to some other stuff I've been selling, and that's not selling. So recently I was given some shoes for my son, and some fit, some didn't fit. So what I did was, and I haven't gave them to Goodwill yet, but I went through the ones and I'm like, okay, which one of these shoes are really, really nice? And they were really nice. There's some Nikes in there, there's some Reeboks and things like that. So they're really, really nice shoes. I think they're Reeboks. Were they Reeboks? Adidas, my bad. There's some Adidas, there's some Nike, Air Jordans and stuff like that, and some other kind of nice shoes. So I think there was 2 pairs of Nikes, and then the other one of the pair of Nikes sold. Toddler shoes. Let me tell you that. So shoes are a big seller, no matter what. For what size, it doesn't matter. If you see nice shoes that are Nike, that are Reebok, they're Adidas, that are they're going to sell. And I had the other shoes, and they're sitting there, and I have them all bagged up really nice. The thing about the shoes is I didn't know how much they were going to cost to ship out. So I was kind of iffy on how to ship them out. I did ship them out in an envelope. I do prefer envelopes. The only thing I wish I could have done, but because of my family, kids being over there that week, because of, I have no idea why they're there. But anyways, I wanted to kind of put them in the bag and then take the bag and tape it and tuck it over to where it's really tight and then tape it. But I wasn't able to do that because I couldn't get to my supplies because it was just so hectic in the house. So I just put an envelope, wrote it on there very crappily because because it's horrible to write on these things. Because I got the wet resistant because I didn't want the shoes to get soaked in shipping if it was raining in any part. So I did that. So I sold some shoes. That's about the only thing I've sold in the past few weeks. I have noticed, though, if you come across any pins, especially Hard Rock Cafe pins, they're very, very valuable. People want those. I was charging about $4.99 per pin, and I sold a couple of them at that. One of them, I think, went higher. It was almost like $8. And for shipping, I think I gained about $5 for one of them. Some are more valuable than others, just like everything else. So look at the pins. If you go to a yard sale and you see some pins, I would pick them up. I think pins are pretty valuable now. I think part of it is kind of because of the subscription box boom that happened, and the pins started going crazy during those. Every subscription box had a pin attached to it, so a lot of people started pin collecting. And with that, there's also Disney pins, and then when you go to Disneyland, you can trade Disney pins. So on top of that, so I wasn't aware of that, and I think a lot more people are starting to go to Disneyland and Disney World more often. I keep hearing more often than what I did in the past. Or maybe it's just because I'm on YouTube and I follow certain people. Anyways, but pins seem to be pretty valuable. So another thing to look out for that are smalls and are easy to ship is a pin. And pins pretty much, $3.50, $3.75, very, very simple. Throw it in there, first class shipping, something easy that if you're just learning how to do eBay and you want to buy the postage from eBay and put it on there and just put it in the mailbox, there you go. Oh, and another thing, another great question that nobody ever talks about is, what do you do when you print the thing out from eBay and you put it on your envelope? Here's things I've learned. Number one, you can tape it to your thing. Saves you money. I don't give a damn what everybody says about, I've tried so many times to use those sticker things for your thing. It's a waste of time. Just get a regular printer, print the paper out, tape it on there. The only thing that I heard one or two people say is don't tape over the barcode that's on the post thing. And I guess the easiest way to protect yourself so that if something does happen and that gets ripped off is tape right over the tracking number. So the number is taped down, but the barcode is not. Because I heard sometimes, I guess somebody's video, I can't remember who it was. It was either Garage Flips or maybe Craigslist Hunter. One of them. I don't think it was Craigslist Hunter. I think it was somebody else. I don't know who I was watching. Anyways, I'm tilting the video like this. Yo, dog! I don't know why I'm doing like that. It's crazy. Anyways, so, yeah, tape it. Just tape it. It's fine. But the other thing is, nobody really said, what do you do with it then? What can you do with it? I asked the postage lady. Here's the question that nobody ever asks. When you put the postage thing on the package, how can you get it out to the post office? One, I think you can have, if you have a lot, you probably can order or have them come pick it up. But if you don't want to do that, or if you're a small time seller like me, what you can do is, if you're smelling, I don't know how that affects your reselling, but anyways, what you can do is, I asked the lady, basically you can put it in the drop boxes. So if you're only selling 1-2 items at a time, and you're really not making, huge sales, and you're just starting out, or even if you are, and you're only getting 2 or 3 sales a day, you can throw them in the drop box. And you can do that, and they'll just pick it up in your drop time. I will say probably if you are, I have dropped some stuff off before at the post office, and it's just always awkward because they're like, what? Because some of the places that I went to, in Muncie, I don't know if they never had that happen before. And in Greensburg, I don't think I did it yet here in Greensburg, guys. So it is what it is. But anyway, reselling's been kind of crazy. like I said, I haven't made a whole lot of sales. But I have listed, some wrestling magazines, some old WWE magazines from like 2010, 2008. So they're not extremely old, but they're kind of cool. And, I'll keep them listed for $5 a piece. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I would suggest if you find any magazines like that. If you don't know the value, look them up, see if they've sold. If they haven't, I would just say list them at $5. It matters what you get them for. But $5 is a pretty safe bet that you can flip them for. And you'll just have to sit on them, but they're worth about $5, I think, in my estimation. And I got them for $1, and they aren't in the best condition. But wrestling magazines are very valuable. People will pay for wrestling magazines. I think if you're going to buy them, you probably can get them cheap because some people might think they're worthless, and really they're not. If you can find them in decent shape, if they're in readable condition, which the pages aren't ripped a lot, the posters are, if they're ripped out, that's fine. But if they're in there, that's just a total big thing too, because that's awesome. You can find posters still intact. Other thing I've been listing is, what else is the other thing I've been listing? Oh, I did have a little hiccup with Hot Wheels. I'm going to stay away from Hot Wheels. I learned my lesson. I thought you might be able to list Hot Wheels individually, which you can, but I don't really know enough about that game. So what I learned, and let me I guess to shoot this out there to people who may think they can make money on Hot Wheels. You can, but you have to look up the car. You have to take really good pictures of the car, and it was a pain in the ass for me. So I ended up just lotting them up. I'm throwing them on eBay. I think I'm putting $10 for each lot, and best offer, whatever. I don't know what I got. I don't know if I got anything good. If I do, I'll just wait for the right buyer, and they can make me an offer. And I'll probably take it. If I got $5 or so on them, I'd probably take them. To be completely honest, just to get rid of them, because I paid like, $2.99 for the whole bag, and I'm splitting them up. I split them up into 2 lots. I think there was 20 cars in there. That's pretty good. But if I make $10 on it, I'll triple my money. That's pretty good. They're going to be pretty easy to. They're already in bags, so that's good. All I got to do is put them in an envelope, and I'm done. I'm going to ship them like that. There's nothing really else to do. I'm not going to bubble wrap them or anything like that, because they're Hot Wheels. If they get banged up, they get banged up during shipment. It is what it is. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's my little rant, my talking about reselling. I hope you guys enjoy when I do this. And my reselling things are going to be random. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get them up and talk about things. And plus, I don't like I said, I don't do a lot of sales. So when I talk about stuff, it's going to be mainly my experience, what's going on with that. But I may pop on here and do some things like, hey, I tried this before, it didn't work. Or, hey, I know the value of this, and, this is what you can expect from buying that. But as far as I can see, it's going pretty good. I just got to keep putting in the time, flipping things, buying things. I'm probably going to start buying more off of eBay and flipping them, because I do see some things I probably can make some money on that people really don't know about, and I could sit on and make the money. But anyways, I get off here. It's going to cut me off, and then I'm going to be really mad. So keep on rocking. And keep on rocking in the reselling world, and hope you guys are having a blast out there reselling. I am. I'm having fun. I'm addicted once again. Later, guys.